Today, we're going to talk about something powerful, something that's, well, it's often really misunderstood. We're talking about solitude. And no, this isn't just about being alone. It's about the kind of deep maturity that can only be forged in silence. Let's just start right here with this quote, because it really gets to the very heart of what we're talking about. It suggests that not being picked, not being part of the in crowd, that can actually be a source of incredible strength, not shame. It kind of flips the script on everything we're taught about social connection, doesn't it? Just picture this for a second. You walk into a party, maybe a work meeting, some kind of gathering. There's noise and chatter all around you, but you get this sinking feeling of being completely invisible. It's the feeling that even though people might know your name, they don't really know you, not the real you. And that feeling, it doesn't just stay in the room, it follows you home. Maybe you glance at your phone, and it's quiet. The invitations you used to get just aren't coming anymore. And when you think about your social circle, you realize it's not a circle at all. It's just a single point, you. So what's the first story we're told? Society's immediate reaction is that this is a huge failure. The narrative is, you must be doing something wrong. You're broken. Maybe you're antisocial, and you are, by definition, lonely. Okay, but let's challenge that for a minute. What if this isn't a social failure at all? What if it's actually the result of some profound internal shift, a sign of a really rare kind of psychological maturity, what we're going to call lone wolf maturity? So let's dig into what that actually means. All right, to really get this, we have to look at the psychology behind it all. We need to kind of redefine our terms and move from this simple, painful idea of loneliness toward a much more powerful concept, individuation. So look, this distinction right here is absolutely crucial. Loneliness is a state of lack. It's that painful ache that something is missing from your life. Solitude, though, that's totally different. It's a choice. It's a space you enter on purpose. Think of it like a workshop for your own thoughts, your own imagination, your own self-discovery. And there's actually a psychological term for this. It's called autonomous individuation. It's this pretty rare ability to know exactly who you are, to hold on to your core identity without needing a constant stream of likes and praise and approval from other people to tell you you're okay. It's a quiet, solid, internal confidence. So here's the key takeaway. This isn't about hiding from the world. It is not a fearful retreat. It is an active, conscious decision to protect yourself. You are building a boundary to keep out all that surface-level noise, the shallow drama, the meaningless small talk, so you can preserve your own inner peace. Now, this whole journey, it often looks a little different for different people. So let's explore 3 distinct archetypes of the mature lone wolf. And as we go, see if you recognize yourself in any of them. Right, because this state of being, it's not random. It's usually the result of a very specific path you've walked. So as we go through these next few slides, just ask yourself, which one of these sounds like my story? Okay, first up, we have the high-standard selective. And let's be clear, this isn't someone who can't make friends. Oh no, it's someone who simply refuses to settle for the wrong ones. The selective has just seen enough. They've developed this incredibly clear filter. They will not force a friendship or engage in connections that just feel hollow and fake. They know exactly what they want to avoid, the jealousy, the control, the endless drama, and they've learned that silence is so much better than filling the space with negativity. For them, choosing nothing at all is a strategic, powerful move. It's not a defeat. All right, next up is the self-sufficient anchor. Now, this archetype is almost always forged in the fire of some past difficulty. The anchor has been through it, They've dealt with heartache, betrayals, and serious disappointments, and they learned a really hard but vital lesson. At the end of the day, you have to be your own rescuer. Their strength doesn't come from a cheering crowd. It comes from this deep, quiet, internal wellspring that they had to dig for themselves. And that's their core belief. My value is inside me. It is not given to me by the people around me. And our third and final archetype is the deep thinker. This is the person whose real world, well, it's the one inside their own head. For the deep thinker, chasing ideas, philosophy, a sense of purpose, that's way more exciting than chasing the next social event. Small talk for them is just exhausting. It's physically draining because it starves their need for real, deep conversation. For them, silence isn't a void to be filled, it's a canvas. They're natural observers who get that what's not said often reveals way more than all the noise in the room. Now look, walking this path is not some walk in the park. It's not easy, it comes with a real cost, but it also comes with a truly profound reward. So let's talk about the resilience it takes. Okay, this is a really critical piece of the puzzle. When you feel that sting of being excluded or left out, that is not in your head. Neurologically, your brain is processing that rejection in the very same areas that handle physical pain. So, to consciously choose a path that might involve that feeling, well, that requires an incredibly resilient person. But here's the reward for all that resilience. Through this whole process, you forge something incredible, something we can call inner authority. It's this unshakable trust in your own perception, your own judgment, your own path. You just don't need a crowd applauding you anymore to know you're heading in the right direction. You've become your own compass. Ultimately, what's happened is you've understood a very deep truth. Just getting by, just surviving socially by fitting in, that's not the same thing as being authentic and whole. So you are making a conscious choice to wait for connections and for a life that feels whole, even if that means waiting alone for a while. So let's wrap this up with a very direct, very clear affirmation for anyone on this journey. If any of this has resonated with you today, please hear this loud and clear. You are not behind in life. You are not missing out. You are simply on a different and maybe deeper path. You are someone who has done the incredibly hard work of knowing yourself, and you've earned the wisdom to wait for something real. And so, I'm just going to leave you with this one final thought, a question that really reframes everything we've talked about. If your world right now is a world of one, is that world empty, or is it possible that it's finally whole? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me today.